welcome to another day of 100 Days of Manifestation. Today is day number 88, and I want to talk to you about not limiting yourself to manifesting money. Now, we talk about manifesting money a lot in this community because it just gives us the ability to not have that financial stress anymore, to have the ability to be free to do things that we want to do, not feeling constrained at all, and, all of that kind of stuff. But the funny thing is, sometimes when we're running our own business and when we start thinking about how we might want to change our income levels, we might want to go to the next level, maybe we want to create a new income stream, we get really stuck sometimes because the idea of going from where you are now to where you want to get to in the future can bring up all sorts of challenges. Whether that challenge is time, whether that challenge is knowledge, whether that challenge is literally like, I don't know anyone who is doing this type of thing. How on earth would I be able to do this kind of thing? These are all opportunities for us to use manifestation. So I want this kind of segment, this 100 days of manifestation, to be a reminder for you that you can use all of your manifestation practices in order to manifest the right people. So I just want to share with you a little story about what's happened with me recently and what I've manifested and how that has been very, very different from where I was at before. So, when I came back into work after having my daughter Maya, um, I was very time poor. I'm still relatively time poor at the moment, and I didn't have a lot of childcare. She was still very young as well, and I wasn't ready actually to have more childcare. So there was that whole conflict going on within me. I wanted to start doing different things in my business. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the knowledge for certain things as well. So there were new income streams that I wanted to do that would require less time, but that meant I needed to do more marketing. And I was like, how am I going to be on Facebook more? How am I going to be on Instagram more? When am I going to write this stuff? How am I going to be able to do all of that? And it just felt really overwhelming. So this can be really good for you if you're in a place where you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like, it's not really possible because you can't imagine how you could possibly get all of this together in order to manifest at the next level of income that you want to manifest. These are the types of things that you can do. So when I was in that place, slowly over time, I started realizing, you know what? If I can find someone who can come and help me at home in this capacity, it's not necessarily about childcare, but someone that can help me around the house, someone that can come in and just help with the laundry. And here in the UK, I haven't been able to find that many people because you're either a cleaner or you're a housekeeper. It's very defined roles. So when I went to, certain agencies or you're advertising on Facebook Marketplace and things like that, it was always very specific, like, well, I can do this, but I won't do that. So it was like, oh, where am I going to find these people then? And I had to just keep on exercising trust and certainty and faith that they did exist because I'd heard stories about, being able to find people who were super flexible, that didn't necessarily need work at the same day, at the same time each week, that they were totally available to, what, you need help with laundry, that's fine. You need help with meal prep, that's fine. I can do that. Do you know what? It's probably nearly 2 years. It's about 18 months into me transitioning back into work after having Maya, maybe a bit less than that actually, because yeah, she was about 9 months old when I started coming back into this. So maybe about 13 months. It's taken me just over a year, let's say. And now I have two people who are available to me. And so, and they are actually people who I find that, fit into my budget at the moment as well. They're not super expensive. They're not at a level that I can't afford right now. And it's taken some time and it's taken that, as I say, it's that faith, it's that trust, it's that, you know what, someone must be out there that does this kind of stuff. I've asked in mums groups, I've posted on Facebook communities, I've asked other people, like when they had people who were helping them that were no longer helping them, who was that? So I just kept on asking around. And eventually got led, to one person who was great in some ways and not in other ways, to another person wanted a certain amount of hours and regularity. Sorry, I can't have that. And eventually I got to these two people now who I can call upon and let them know, hey, I need some help on this day. I need some extra help at this time. They're now available to me. So I've now got that support. So that's one aspect that I wanted to share with you, was from a personal point of view, from my home life. It's like, I needed a bit more support, and I needed it in a slightly unconventional way in terms of how things appear to be done in the UK. And I found them. I found them. And I used literally the same manifestation practices that we talk about here in this community. I don't know if you can see here, my cat's come to join us for this conversation. She always loves to talk about manifesting, so you'll probably see her on most of these calls. Um, Also, what's happened recently is I have found someone to help with social media advertising. So again, I mentioned before, when I transitioned back into work, after maternity leave, and I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to have time to be really present on social media all the time and do all of that. And yes, there was some level of belief about, for sure, like I had to work hard to earn money, and maybe I didn't really need to do all of that. So I had to really check in with my beliefs. But I also had conversations with people around, surely there must be someone out there that can help me with ads. Now, I've got a very dear friend of mine who invested, you know, quite a bit of money in ads, and I knew that I'm not at that level yet. I can't advertise and I can't invest in an agency, but there must be someone out there that can help me with this. I even bought a course, and then I found that my account was completely blocked. So I'm completely blocked from using that. I don't know if that's the universe kind of telling me, hey, Kerry, just outsource it, because I'm the kind of person that if I can take it on board, I will take it on board. And maybe I shouldn't be doing that now. So um, eventually I came to find someone who I'm about to hire this month who is really going to help, I think. And she has, she's great, and she's got great kind of references as well. So it looks like I'm about to have a new person to help me with social media advertising as well, which is something I've always struggled with. And accountants. Oh my God, my history with accountants, like, I have just not been able to find someone who has been able to explain things at a level that really works for me. And I went through a process recently. I think I probably talked about this on some of the other Facebook lives that I've done here about how I went through experience recently. I was like, whoa, I've made, not, I wouldn't say they definitely weren't conscious errors. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And so there were some things that I wasn't really sure if I got the right advice on. I've ended up with a bigger tax bill than I expected. Maybe there's something I can do to change that in the future. I'm not 100% sure, but it made me go back out and see and talk to people about, am I working with the right team here? Have I got the right advice in place? And what else do I need to know? And again, I'm looking to start working with someone new in just over a month's time. I've been doing a few interviews, and I've just found someone who works in a way that seems to really, really be right for me. I use a system called Profit First. So that's how I kind of check in with what I'm doing with my money from from my own kind of tracking point of view in my business. If you've not heard of that system, by the way, I really, really highly recommend it, because when you use bookkeeping systems, this is the way my brain works, at least. And I know a lot of other business owners talk about this as well. It's really hard to get your head wrapped around bookkeeping systems if you're not an accountant or if you're not trained as a bookkeeper. So if you want something really simple, really basic, that just helps you keep track of your money and make sure you don't overspend, you got enough for taxes and all that kind of stuff, have a look at Profit First. It's a book that you can get. Have a look on Amazon. I think the author's name is Mike Michalowicz or something like that. And it's a fantastic book. It just makes things so easy. She actually works with Profit First, my new accountant. So she speaks my language because I'm used to Profit First. So she's going to take the Profit First stuff, give me some extra advice, and then translate that all into what the tax office needs to know. Now, I've never had someone like that in all the years of working as a self-employed person. I've always struggled to try and keep up and to try and upskill myself to understand all of this. And finally, I'm allowing myself to outsource that. So, these are some of the ways that you can use manifestation to allow yourself to get the right people in place. It requires the faith, it requires the trust, it requires you to be open to this coming to you as well. Like, being open to the signs, taking aligned action. And aligned action in this context might look like doing the research, talking to other people, what's out there, what's not out there, what's possible. Maybe it's a post in a Facebook group, maybe it's doing a social media post on your Instagram profile to say, hey, I'm looking for this. Do you know of anyone? Maybe it's sending an email out to your community. So just start asking people, take that aligned action, have the faith, and know that these people are out there to support you. And once you're able to find that support, then you're able to spend so much more time and energy in a really quality way in your business that will allow you to go to the next level with your income. And again, the thing is, if you have any mental blocks, because this is something that might come up for you, if your brain starts telling you, oh, but I can't afford this right now, I can't afford to outsource this right now, I want you to just check in with that and remember that you can always manifest someone at the right income level, and trust that there is someone out there that is able to work with you at your existing budget right now. There's infinite people out there that can help you at all sorts of different price points. So just trust that it is out there, and trust that you will be able to find that person at the right income level. My final story that I wanted to share with you, and this is why I thought that this would be a really good topic for today, was I was completely kind of surprised and taken aback when I was on Instagram today, because I was just, going through and having a look at some different posts, and I came across a photographer. Kind of followed the trail back from someone, I can't remember who it was, who just got some new branding photos done. And I was speaking to someone, I think in America recently, about they'd been to see a photographer, and this photographer had booked a venue for a whole day and had actually divided it up into small sessions. So he said, "You look, I've got an hour's opening here. You want to book that time? Come along, bring a couple of outfit changes. I'll snap a few photos for 45 minutes, and then I'll send you 20, 30 photos, whatever it is, that are all edited later on, and it's going to cost you X amount." So I think, sometimes these are called mini photo shoots or something like that. It's not bespoke. And I was like, that's such a great idea. I have never ever heard of anything like that happening in the UK. Like, what a great way just to get to, refreshed photos for your social media or something like that. Guess what I stumbled upon today on Instagram? I stumbled upon someone who is in London, where I live, who does this, and her photos looked absolutely beautiful. So I'm like, I'm going to keep an eye on her. I've signed up to her mailing list, and hopefully she'll have some dates coming up soon. But that's the final thing I wanted to say to you. Like, when you're in a line and things start flowing, what you'll probably find is that you start seeing these opportunities come through. And, the more you put it out there, the more you will see that the right people start showing up at the right times in order to support you at the next level. So don't let any money blocks hold you back. Don't let any kind of fear or scarcity hold you back, because there is someone out there at the right price point who will come to you at the right time. It's about the faith, it's about the trust, and it's about taking that aligned action and keeping on showing up and asking people where these people exist, because they are out there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you today about not limiting yourself to manifesting money. This has been day number 88. So we've just got 12 of these episodes to go before this series is finished. So, it's starting to come towards the end, and I can't believe it's already happened that quickly, actually. We've got a couple of guest spots coming up. They're live podcast recordings. So we're going to continue with the inspired money stories conversations, which I've been having an absolute ball doing. If you know of anyone who has an inspiring money story that might be of interest to coaches and healers who are interested in this work, please do let me know. I would love to have a conversation with people on the podcast. And we have another really, really great, another manifestation coach actually coming on this week. And she is talking about how she has manifested many different things, and like big leaps that she's taken in her business and her life through manifestation, to the point where she's bought a house in Maui, I think she mentioned, and she's manifested $1 million through real estate and things like that. So really interesting stuff. So I think that's going to be really of interest to all of you in this community. So that is also happening this week on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. All right. So have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow for Tap Along Tuesday, and I'll see you then. Bye.